Oh, as we are talking, apparently 4 minutes ago, breaking news, Israeli media, the Israeli Security Cabinet has approved the ceasefire to end the 11-day military offensive in the Gaza Strip. Holy shit, that's actually huge news. We'll see what happens. That's kind of wild. That's good news regardless, but I still worry. I still worry that we'll see. We'll see what happens. At this point, I don't know what the trust from the Israeli government, boys. I'm sorry. 11 days of bombing has occurred in the Gaza Strip, which is the world's largest open-air prison with more than 2 million Palestinians living under Israeli sovereignty. Israel has been bombing the absolute living shit out of the Gaza Strip for 11 days straight. The only neurosurgeon in the Strip was murdered by Israeli bombs. A couple days back, they blew up the only famous bookstore in the Gaza Strip, the library/bookstore. I don't know if the ceasefire is official or not, but it seems like, they have lied before. The Political Security Cabinet has approved a ceasefire in Gaza, from what I understand. The ceasefire date has not been set yet. The cabinet has, in principle, authorized the Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense to determine the date of commencement of the ceasefire in accordance with contacts within the Egyptian government. This is just a ceasefire approval. It's not necessarily a end time. It's a one-sided ceasefire from the Israel side. It doesn't matter. As the authorities on the Palestinian side, the Hamas authorities have stated, literally in the morning after the first night of bombing, that a ceasefire can only be achieved if Israel decides to do a ceasefire. This is good news, as good as news can be for the Palestinians, as good as news can be for the Palestinians living under this horrific occupation. Under no circumstances should a ceasefire be reached with Hamas. You have to keep crushing it from the air more and more until it falls to your knees, and even then continue to crush it until it raises a white flag, and even then continue to crush more and more and stop unilaterally just when there is nothing more to crush. Says this dude. I don't know what the fuck. Is this like a I don't know who this dude is. Is he like a politician or something? He's just a fascist. He's just calling for a genocide. Ironic, once again, from a least national. This is the least nationalist man in Israel, boys. Twitter muted Trump for less. If Twitter is gonna start fucking muting prominent Israeli officials, you guys not remember in 2018 when Netanyahu's official account was literally tweeting out straight Nazi shit, where he was basically like the weak die and perish, the strong survive and thrive. You do not do deals with the weak. It's like, we will murder every one of our enemies. I find it rather strange that your country has formed in the aftermath of a horrific genocide that your people endured, your grandparents literally endured. And then so quickly after that, you're just like, oh, never again means I get a fucking genocide card. Everybody knows this. It's a punch card. If you've been subjected to pogroms throughout history, after the 10th one, you get to do one for free. And I'm just, I'm just using my fucking extreme rewards, dude. My extreme genocide rewards, boys. It's how it works. It's like he's got fucking frequent traveler miles or some shit to do genocide. He lives on an illegal settlement. Yeah.
You wrote an op-ed in the New York Times talking about the escalating violence between Israel and Gaza. This is a terrible situation. I know that President Biden reached out to Benjamin Netanyahu and urged him to de-escalate. Do you feel like that message is getting through, and do you feel like President Biden is doing enough?
I think we need an immediate ceasefire, Seth. The situation there is absolutely terrible. It's a difficult situation. It's been going on for decades. No magical answer. But you guys are going to have to come together and develop a long-term plan that provides dignity for the Palestinian people, safety for the Israeli people. We've got to be pro-Israel. We've got to be pro-Palestinian. But I think just being one-sided is wrong, and it is not productive in terms of bringing peace to the region.
What do I support? Bernie is definitely a two-stater, and I disagree with him on that. But he's unfortunately one of the most woke people that you can have on this issue. I think the two-state solution is bullshit. I used to be a two-state solutionist. myself, but I now recognize the error in my ways because the two-state solution is merely used as a tool to continuously oppress Palestinians. Come on, we're gonna give you a state, bro. I promise, bro, please, bro. Believe us, bro. We want to do two-state, bro. Come on, Yazem. Just two-state, bro. Meanwhile, there is no fucking second state. There is just one state that has control and full sovereignty over the Palestinian territories, and they're just fucking bombing the shit out of them, murdering them, and controlling every part of their existence. You are against two-state solutions, so you're basically telling Israel to bomb Gaza to hell? No, I am for a one singular secular state with equal representation and equal rights for all citizens living in historic Palestine. Straight the fuck up. And the Israelis that say, well, that would mean the wiping out of the Israeli citizens are basically admitting. They're telling on themselves. Just like white nationalists say there is a white genocide happening in America because of immigration and because of people fucking one another and race mixing. Well, some really, really far right Israelis say that too, by the way. They're basically admitting that like the Palestinians who outnumber us would fucking murder us and treat us like the way we have treated them for far too long. That would be unacceptable, for the record. I think that no one should treat another in the same way that Israel has treated Palestinians. I don't even think Palestinians would seek out revenge of that magnitude. I think that reparations would eliminate that in its entirety. So if you want Hamas to no longer exist, then treat Palestinians like human beings. Jew minority would get treated like shit in Muslim lands. Again, self-report.
You denounced Hamas. Obviously, no one is on the side of shooting rockets into Israel. But the Palestinians have been let down by Hamas as a government. And Hamas does not represent all Palestinians in the same way that Benjamin Netanyahu does not represent all Israelis. One of the things that becomes really fraught is that when people criticize the Israeli government, it can somehow, and sometimes I should say instead of somehow, can sometimes be framed as anti-Semitic. How do we have these conversations making it clear to our Jewish friends or Jewish family that this is not anti-Semitism to be specifically critical about steps or actions that a government makes?
Well, anti-Semitism is a very serious issue, and it's a growing issue in the United States.
Damn, really not representing the people? Times of Israel shows 72% of Israelis believe the Gaza operation should continue, as opposed to 24% which favor a ceasefire. That's fucking terrible, dude. That's what happens when you let the fucking right wing just dominate your politics, bro. So rabid. So fucking insane. It's like America post 9/11, like every day. What? Because conservatives, I support Wilder, the young journalist who conservatives are now trying to get fired from AP because she was part of the Students for Justice in Palestine. Dude, they're such scumbags, dude. I absolutely fucking despise all of these people. I'm going back to 90 Day Fiance. I don't want to fucking hear Joe Biden's idiotic words. Okay, we'll take a look at it for a second. God damn it, I'm such a fucking addict.
Nations developed together, and I send my sincere condolences
by the way,
to all the families.
Stories like this is why I love what I do, dude. Stories like this is why I love what I do. Do you think I'd ever be able to deliver the kind of commentary that I have on these sorts of issues if I didn't have fucking subscribers and you guys backing me up on this fucking platform? Absolutely not, dude. I'd be a gigantic pussy constantly towing the fucking line, terrified of editorial control.
We will do this in full partnership with the
Palestinian I do love you guys for that
authority.
Especially
in a manner that does not
where you give me the freedom to say whatever the fuck I want whenever.
Arsenal. I believe the Palestinians and Israelis equally deserve to live safely and securely and to enjoy equal measures of freedom, prosperity, and democracy. My administration will continue our quiet and relentless diplomacy toward that end. I believe we have a genuine opportunity to make progress, and I'm committed to working for it. And I want to thank you all. May God bless you all, and pray that this continues. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty bullshit blanket, but listen. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious about this. Even when I was at the Young Turks, conservatives routinely used my employment as an opportunity to try to attack the Young Turks and try to get me fired. You guys remember? They did that shit. They did that shit over and over again. And if I didn't have fucking Twitch And if I didn't have this community to fall back on at that time, I would have been fucked. Because these assholes love cancel culture, as I've said time and time again. They love it. They live for it. They lie and act like it's an exclusively liberal thing, but they fucking love cancel culture. It is insane to me that advocacy for Palestinians is an offense that is so grave that it can justify getting you fired from your job in the eyes of the American media. This is disgusting. I wonder if the cancel culture warriors like Ben Shabibo and Barry Weiss will actually mention this. Probably not, because they are fucking hypocrites and love cancel culture, okay? That is fucking disgusting, dude. Absolute hogs. Anyway, now having said that, the other reason why I love this community and love what I get to do is because I could just quickly move after watching Joseph Robinette Biden be like, oh, we need a ceasefire, Jack. Come on, some of the Palestinian babies, you know, do like less baby murder, you know, like I'm giving you 10 babies that you can murder, not 65, Jack, you know, that sort of thing. And then I can immediately switch back to 90 Day Fiance and continue.
That moment, Olivia basically decided that she thought I was weak and she didn't like him. So she left.
No, I'm not.
Well, you need to come home.
Please just leave. You're just being selfish lately, and I can't even talk to you.